There we go. Go.
Okay, so this is my first video for this odd project that we do.
Just start it.
No, I'm not going to just start it. I have to do an introduction. Okay, so Kirsten's reading a Hardy Boys book, but I don't own a Hardy
Courtney.
Boys book, which is a problem.
I searched your pen. There was nothing in
I decided to
there.
read a Nancy Drew book, which is practically the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the author
Okay.
is just as bad as the Hardy Boys book. So
Bye.
in general,
Uh-huh.
this is the same thing, but it's a girl, and there aren't 3 boys. One of them, whose name is
That was Courtney.
What did Courtney say?
She was happy that it wasn't in her pen.
Then it must have got lost somehow.
Yep.
Anyways, this book is called The
Or
Witch
it's
Tree
eaten.
Symbol. Olivia, stop talking to me. The Witch Tree Symbol by Helen Hughes. This is number 33 in the Nancy Drew Mystery Stories series. That was like a tongue twister. Mystery Stories series.
Okay, just read it.
Okay.
You're done with their intro now.
So, how many books are there in the series?
I don't know. Just read the darn book.
Oh, this is Witch Tree Symbol.
Oh my god.
A lot. Let me just say that. Are there 60?
Just read the book already.
I don't know. Okay. So this is the introduction to the Witch Tree Symbol. When a neighbor asked Nancy Drew to accompany her in an old uninhabited mansion, a new mystery opens up and danger lurks on the second floor. Nancy finds a witch tree symbol that leads her to Pennsylvania, Dutch country, in pursuit of a cunning and ruthless thief. Are you?
No.
The friendly
Might be
welcome.
a murderer though. Keep this up.
The friendly welcome the young detective and her friends. The friendly welcome the young detective and her friends Beth and George received from the Amish people soon changes to hostility when it is rumored that Nancy's a witch.
The news is
Holy
here.
cow. She's a witch.
But there's a news truck.
I don't care.
But there's a news.
Superstition helped her advisory in his attempt to get off his trail, but Nancy does not give up. Persistently, she uncovers one clue after another.
Have you done
Nancy's
it?
intelligence and sleuthing ability finally lead to a fascinating solution of this puzzling case.
Now. How many pages do
There's
you do
even a
each video?
picture. Do you see the picture?
No.
Look at that.
Wait, can I zoom in?
Go ahead. It's a bull. And it's so fitting because we are in a jockey quarter at San Diego County Fair.
Notice the pants.
The pants have been extremely wet. Not
Stupid
because she
John.
peed on them. Because John...
Oh God. Why'd you have to bring that up?
It's just something that people would think of. Not because she peed
The
on them.
bottoms are, the legs are wet, not the top part.
It doesn't matter. It's all wet. It's all
That's
because of John. John the pig.
Mostly the hose.
And the hose.
In the wash rack as a pig.
Very
But,
true.
hey look, a 7. 7.
Anyways. So I'm going to read first chapter.
How long is the first chapter?
Like 5 pages.
Okay, go. Start it.
It even has pictures. Scratch that, it's 11 pages. So
No!
half of the first chapter.
Go.
A mysterious intruder. Chapter
Me.
1.
That's me. Watch, I'll be a mysterious intruder.
I wouldn't go into that spooky house alone for anything, declared the plump, nervous woman who sat beside Nancy Drew in her convertible. I'm
an intruder.
Nancy, a slender and attractive girl of 18, smiled as she turned the car into the winding, tree-shaded drive of Fullett Mansion. Why, Miss Penny? She said, your great aunt lived here alone for many years and she was safe. She was just as lucky not to have had burglars, Miss Penny replied. Aunt Sarah was so absent-minded that most of the time she didn't know what was going on. But one thing she did keep track of was the beautiful antique furniture in her library. She never used the room, but wouldn't part with any of its contents. As Nancy parked the car in front of the faded green Victorian house, she remarked, everything looks peaceful. Shall we go in? Miss Penny gazed askance at the closed draperies and then said, I suppose we must. After all, that's why I asked you to come. Oh, Nancy, wait until you see the furniture. especially the two matching cherry tables that George Washington once used. They are priceless, and I think that I've inherited half of everything in this house. Nancy and her companion alighted.
I'm doing Courtney's way of practicing.
Alighted. Okay.
Alighted.
Miss Tenney unlocked the front door. Snapping on a light, she led the way to a large hall, on each side of which there were curved entrances to various rooms. Nancy followed her to an archway on the right that led to the library. Miss Tenney stopped and abruptly gasped. "What is the matter?" Nancy asked. "They're gone! All of my valuable antiques!" The woman cried out frantically as she hurried into the library, paused, and pointed. "There's where the fine old sofa stood. At each end there was one of the tables I told you about." Miss Tenney wept. "Stop it!" Then all of a sudden it struck her. She stopped and said, "Well, he won't get away with this." Miss Tenney wept, and then as a sudden thought struck her, she stopped and said, "Well, he won't get away with this." Did I already say this? I think so. A blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl waited for the woman to explain her statement. Nancy had Stop it! Nancy had met Miss Tenney only a short time ago and felt it would be presumptuous to question her at this moment. The woman had recently moved into Nancy's neighborhood. Having heard that the young detective was courageous and level-headed, she asked that Nancy to accompany her to the Drury Follett mansion. She did not want to be alone in the house while she took inventory of the furnishings recently willed to her. "My second cousin!" she burst out. "Alphazin!"
Alphazin?
Alphazin. It sounds like...
Alphazin?
Alphazin.
I thought it was Alphazin.
Like alpha, like alphabet, and then Zin, like Zimmerman.
All one word?
No, it's two words. First name and the last name.
Alphazin.
Alphazin.
Yeah, that's why I
Sounds like
thought
some
that you were
kind of
saying.
weird medicine that people take for dementia or something.
The news truck is still there. Why is there a news truck there?
They're covering the fair.
But the fair's almost over.
They're probably covering livestock.
Or they're just doing the weather.
That would be really stupid.
The people go different places just to do weather. They're like, "Hey, I'm here. The weather today is gonna be..."
That's just odd.
It's
Okay, I'm
sad.
gonna go back to you. Was courageous and level-headed, she had asked Nancy to accompany her to the Drury Follett mansion. She did not want to be alone in the house while she took inventory of the furnishings recently willed to her. "My second cousin," she burst out.
You already read that.
Alphazin!
You already read that.
Alphazin. He came here and took the best pieces before I had a chance to decide on what I wanted. Nancy ventured a question. Was Mr. Zinn bequeathed on the other half of the contents of this house?
Yep.
Yes. We've never been friends, and I don't trust him. He's an antique dealer and a sharp trader.
You can't figure out something that quickly. It's obviously not him, but what they want you to think. Continue on. Stop glaring at me. It's not cool.
Okay. Nancy did not feel that these were valid reasons for the woman's accusations, especially when half of the furniture belonged to him anyway. Perhaps it was someone else, the detective suggested. Let's look for a clue to the burglar. God, this is really horrible. Even though all the furniture had been moved out of the library, there were bookcases that had been built into the walls, radiator covers, and wastebaskets standing about, and a few books remained on the shelves. But other than that, there was little evidence of anything else having been left behind. Nancy began searching carefully. In the corner of the library, she picked up a small crumpled piece of paper. Drawn on it in colored crayon was a white rimmed circle with a red center in which was a black star. Printed underneath the circle were the words "Witch Tree Symbol." Oh my God. How very strange, Nancy thought as she showed Miss Tenney.
Did she say "oh my God" or did you say that?
I said "oh my God."
Okay.
Nancy thought as she showed Miss Tenney. Do you know what
Hi,
this
Courtney.
is? The woman gave her a drawing.
Yeah,
And at one glance,
is
the
it
next
open,
says,
or are you
"Of
done with
course,
it so I can
It's
trade?
a Pennsylvania Dutch hex saying. Well, I guess that's all the proof we need, she stated flatly. Alpha's Inn lives in that part of Pennsylvania. I just knew he was in here and took every
Okay,
stick
so
of
we're
good
not
furniture.
using the cordless one?
Not only his, but mine.
Okay.
Nancy
Okay.
had to admit that under the circumstances, Mr.
Yeah.
Zinn was a logical suspect, but she was not convinced of his guilt. What does witch tree symbol mean, she asked. I do not know.
Courtney said that we need to go down and save John. And you need to, you should be there holding the cards when he doesn't eat it. Never mind, bye.
Damn it.